Diets have been around for centuries. The low-carb diet, it's nothing new. Or the vinegar diet, or gum chewing, or smoking. Yeah, I know. But why do people diet? If diets worked, wouldn't everybody be svelte and skinny? Yeah, but it's quite the contrary. If you're curious to know the history of dieting, stick around and watch this brief review. Hi, I'm Neily with Neily on Nutrition, a registered dietitian nutritionist and a certified health coach, helping women develop a healthy relationship with food so that they can have the freedom and energy to enjoy life. If you've ever been on a diet or multiple diets and want to get off that diet roller coaster, then you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to lay the groundwork for future videos. This one, I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of dieting. And then in future videos, I'll talk about the pros and the cons of diets and should you be on one. So if you don't want to miss any of those upcoming videos, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon next to it so you can get notified of all my upcoming content. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. Diet advice is not anything that was invented just a few decades ago. No, it actually goes back thousands of years, back to the era of Hippocrates. You might think that Hippocrates' recommendations were a bit judgmental, and they probably were. He'd said things like meals should be taken after exertion and while still panting from fatigue, be of a fatty nature as people get thus satiated with little food. Maybe that's where the whole idea of a high-fat diet came from. Anyway, they should eat only once a day and take no baths and sleep on a hard floor and walk naked as long as possible. Wow, I thought the recommendations of this era were kind of crazy, but yeah, are a little extreme. But it even gets more interesting. In the 1820s, the vinegar diet was popularized by poet Lord Byron. And he, in London, and Lord Byron was a poet and he thought that he should be of a certain physique and struggled with his weight. He was actually probably one of the most well-known yo-yo dieters. That he would, what he started doing was drinking vinegar and actually soaking his food in vinegar and eating it. Maybe that's where the whole vinegar thing kind of comes around, and as we'll find out, there is nothing new as far as diets go. They're all pretty much reinventions. In 1863, William Banting, he was an undertaker in London, and he shared his weight loss experience in a book called Letter on Corpulence, addressed to the public. When he died in 1878, the term Banting was used to describe reducing or dieting. Between the years 1880 and 1920, several techniques were introduced, including fasting, Fletcherism, I'll get to that one in a moment, calorie counting, and thyroid medications. Fletcherism was a rather bizarre practice, and it was invented by Horace Fletcher in 1895. He was told by his insurance company that he was too heavy. So he invented a technique known as industrious munching, and he became known as the Great Masticator. The technique was to chew pieces of food at least 100 times. Perfect chewing made the body clean, he said. If we swallow only the food which excites the sense of taste and swallow it only after the taste has been extracted, removing it from the mouth of the tasteless residue, complete and easy digestion will be assured and perfect health maintained. Not surprising, not only did Fletcher reduce his waste, he reduced his waste, his poop, which for some reason had a fascination with the public, and he felt compelled to weigh his feces, which weighed just a whopping 2 ounces. And he would walk around showing that to people. Interesting way of marketing. Because he said after like 2 weeks, you would only have that much poop. In the 1920s, gum chewing and cigarettes were advertised as tools for dieting, helping to keep women slim. The gums had names like Slen's fat-reducing chewing gum, and they contain laxative, sugar, and wintergreen. Lucky Strike cigarettes had a very interesting campaign. It was the modern way to diet. Light a Lucky when fattening sweets tempt you. So along with gum chewing and cigarette smoking, there were bathtub remedies for ridding one's body of unwanted fat. There was Every Woman's Flesh Reducer, Lesser Slim Figure Bath, and basically they were mixtures of Epsom salts and baking soda with, of course, an unbelievable advertising campaign. In Hollywood, the 18-day, 585-calorie diet was introduced. It consisted of grapefruit, oranges, Melba toast, hard-boiled eggs, and green veggies. And the egg and grapefruit diet remained very popular through the 1970s. And you know what? I have memories of that one. I do. One of my many attempts at weight loss before I got smart. Massage. There was Sylvia of Hollywood. She learned the art of massage and massaged with such intensity that, quote, fat comes out through the pores like mashed potatoes through a colander. What else? Through the decades, a multitude of diet programs were introduced, including organized nonprofit programs like Overeaters Anonymous and Tops Take Off Pounds Sensibly. And then, of course, there were the for-profit programs like Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig Diet Center, Nutrisystem, and who can forget the liquid protein diets? When, for example, Oprah Winfrey very famously in the late 1980s rolled a wagon full of fat, 67 pounds of fat, onto her show. And she was wearing a size 10 Calvin Klein pair of jeans. I don't think she was part of the advertising campaign though. What comes between me and my Calvins? Remember that one? Yeah, anyway, she lost that weight with the liquid protein diet. We know Oprah's history with dieting. I'm going to finish up with a fast and furious timeline of showing various diets over the years. Tell me, how many can you recognize? Leave a message in the comments below, okay? Here we go. I hope you enjoyed this brief history of dieting. Please don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you can get notified with my upcoming videos, especially the ones in this series, which are going to talk about why diets work and then don't, how diets can be damaging, and more content. So yeah, so make sure that you can get notified. All right, thanks so much. Thanks for watching Neily on Nutrition, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. If you don't want to be, If you want to be notified of my future videos, make sure that son of a gun. George!